Dox from doxxztv, and I am going to be showing the Resto Druid changes for 7.0.3 for PvE rating. Taking a quick look at the talents, I went ahead and chose Prosperity. It gives Swiftmen 2 charges and reduces the cooldown for 5 seconds. I had used Cenarian in the past, which puts on a protective shield on them, and when it's consumed with damage, it heals a target for 90,000 over 8 seconds. Abundance is useless. Don't ever use it. It's horrible. Don't even look at it. It's terrible. Going for the next one, I looked at Wild Charge first few, and I looked at Renewal, but I went with Displacer Beast, which jumps you forward 20 yards, putting you in cat form, movement speed by 50%. It's awesome. It's good to avoid damage. There's a lot of encounters that need it to avoid said damage. It's really good. Wild Charge, it grants you movement ability that varies in your shape shift forms, you know, when you're flying. If you're not in a form, you would fly to an ally's position. If you're in bear form, you would charge an enemy. Cat form, you leap behind them, etc., etc. It doesn't matter. It's not viable. It's pretty. It's okay. If you're looking to find yourself as a healing bear, and you want to take, boss, then you can check that. And then coupled with Guardian Affinity, you could be like, oh, I'm a bear tank and charge, and it's just too much. If you're in a raid and you're asked to do any of these abilities on the next tier also, it's just too much. It's not effective. It's not wonderful. It's just not how we want to do things. So we go ahead with Displacer Beast. It gets you out of any kind of damage, said that one. Speaking of the next tier, I mean, we got Balance Affinity, increases your range of all your abilities for 5 yards. Feral Affinity, movement speed by 15%, or Guardian Affinity, which reduces all damage taken by 10%. This tier is just not that important because you shouldn't be doing anything else if you're a Resto Druid. You should be healing. And if you look at the small passives, it reduces damage by 10%, which is great. It's a lot better than the other two. I don't give a shit that there's Mangle, Thrash, Iron Fur, whatever. I don't know, whatever. It's not needed. Iron Fur maybe, but you have to be in bear form. So, I mean, PvP's sake, yeah, pop it in bear, pop Iron Fur, win, whatever. Frenzied Rejuvenation helps out. You can get out of anything, it'd be nice. But in a PvE sense, the damage reduction is probably just what you're going to look for, and it's probably the best. So, going on to the next one. This tier really doesn't matter. You can take any one of them. You're not going to use them too much in a raid unless they're asked to stun something, which I guess you could stun them. So you would just use one of your reagents and pop into stun just to have that stun. Or Typhoon to get mobs away from you, which you could use all the time, but I don't really use either. Mass Entanglement, whatever. So whatever you want to choose, doesn't really matter. Doesn't affect your performance as a healer. None of that. This next tier, I went with Soul of the Forest. When you swift men, you gain the Soul of the Forest, which increases healing over the next regrowth and rejuvenation by 200%, or it increases the healing of your next wild growth by 75%, which is huge. Could you imagine having that extra 200% boost on your rejuve when you pop it on a target? It's pretty important, and it takes away some cooldowns, like Incarnation Tree of Life, which is, cooldown right here. Shape shifts you into Tree of Life, increasing healing down by 15%, armor by 120%, granting protection from polymorphs. It's really good in PvP. It also makes your regrowth instant cast, which is really cool. It doesn't say that in the tooltip, but it does. You can shape out of it, and you can shape back into it. It just lasts for the 30 seconds. It's really cool. It's really good for PvP, but not necessarily needed in PvE sense. If you're on top of your game and keeping things like that, you shouldn't have too many oh shit moments. With Legion, they're kind of like limiting that and balancing the thing out so that you don't have to be oh shit all the time. So, Soul of the Forest with Prosperity is what I'm going to roll with right now. I may change my mind. I always change my mind. We always change our mind. So we might go Cenarian Ward or Incarnation of Tree of Life. But right now, we'll just stick with what we got. Spring Blossoms is the next set. Germination, really awesome. I love Germination. I use Germination for most of Warlords of Draenor, but at this point, Spring Blossoms extraordinarily better. I love efflorescence. I use it whenever I can. I use it anytime that there's a grouping of melee or ranged. If we need to have massive raid healing, I use efflorescence all the time. The only problem is they increased the mana of it to 7,000 mana or so at 100. I'm sure it's going to be an astronomical at 110, but it doesn't matter. What's so important about Spring Blossoms is each target healed by efflorescence is healed for an additional 5,000 over 6 seconds. And that's awesome, because if you look at it, I'm standing in it right now and I gained the buff, and it keeps refreshing. It doesn't tick for 5 seconds, it just ticks for 6 seconds, and then it'll fall off once efflorescence is gone in another 16 seconds, but it keeps healing over time on top of what efflorescence does. So it's just having that extra heal is just fantastic. And I know people are like, well, double Germination, you know, you get rejuves on both targets. Yeah, but you're casting rejuve at 30,000 mana, you double that, that's 6,000 mana on one target, and Spring Blossoms, you hit everybody with an extra buff. So you could put rejuve on everybody, rejuves for everybody, rejuves for days. You drop that efflorescence and everybody gets Spring Blossoms, everybody gets the extra healing ticking till efflorescence falls off. So it's all in all, it's a huge mana save, and it's huge in healing because it just allows you to have much more focus on the whole raid group instead of just whoever you put double rejuvenations on. On the next set, it's really hard for me to choose because I really like Stonebark a lot. It reduces the cooldown of Ironbark by 30 seconds, and it increases healing for your heal over times by 20%. But Flourish is really nice too. It's got a 1 minute cooldown on it. It extends the duration of your heal over times on friendly targets for 60 yards by 6 seconds. So if you get it, that doesn't make any sense. It's got a 1 minute cooldown on it. So the cooldown's not that big of a deal, but why is everybody bragging about that one so much? Extends the duration of your heal over time. No, the idea is awesome, and if it was passive, it would be really good because then you'd have longer rejuves. But it's just an extra cooldown. Really not that good. Reduces the cooldown of your Ironbark by 30%, which is good for raid damage and all. Yeah, dude, let's go with this one. Yeah, just scratch what I said. Stonebark all the way. Don't care. So this is a new talent set that I'm gonna go with. We're gonna run something. Probably a Time Walker. I need one more of those. So we got Prosperity, Displacer Beast, Guardian Affinity, Mighty Bash, Soul of Forest, Spring Blossoms, and Stonebark. If you have any problems, just comment. Whatever. Just tell me that I'm wrong. Tell me Icy Veins says this. Well, Icy Veins is also just players like me who've done other stuff. They might like it. Who knows? What's important about the talent spec that we're looking at right here is that it is formed for you. For everybody. This is me. You may pick whatever. I don't give a shit. Whatever you want to pick, that's you. It's all about mastering the different scenarios that they throw at us with using these talent points, and they wanted to get away from cookie cutter specs, so this is the best way that we're going to go with it. So we're going to go ahead and test out a Time Walker real quick, and we'll see how the new spec works. Instant.